Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Zach and we're doing another ECOMI VeVe video as usual. Currently the price 0.002508 on a low of 2329 and a high of 2564 over the past 24 hours. Today I want to talk about NFTs metaverse stuff, right? Of course VeVe is trying to build and they're marketing as such a VeVeverse, which of course is a VeVe metaverse where we should be seeing hopefully at least characters that we can sort of we can experience a digital universe where we can sort of play around with our NFTs, explore, enjoy, socialize with our friends, hopefully, etc. We're quite away from that right now, obviously. Currently the biggest thing that we're sort of seeing is NFTs, licensed premium collectibles, of course, come to the VeVe store, and we're seeing some really interesting stuff. We just looked, of course, at J. Cole being the next NFT artist, I guess, coming to VeVe, as we're seeing a lot of hints towards it. We've gone over that already, but in today's video I want to talk about a different NFT metaverse, not VeVe's metaverse, but a different one that has caught my eye a lot lately, and one that is interesting a lot of people in the NFT space, and that of course would be Decentraland. Now Decentraland have been working very hard lately, and of course they got Coca-Cola onto their metaverse essentially, and this is what we're seeing right here, where we see, of course, there's this concert. Now before we have a look at that, let's have a listen to, or read I should say, Forbes' take, right? Marty Swant's take, who I actually follow on Twitter anyway. He's got some really interesting takes I've noticed, and I want to talk about how the VeVeverse currently, I think, is behind Decentraland in as much as the metaverse experience currently. Now, does that mean that VeVe is going out of business? Hell no. Does it mean though that there is potentially healthy competition coming here? I think so. And we'll see what happens, right? But I want to go through this. As Coca-Cola auctions its first NFT, more brands are entering the metaverse. Also, sorry if I seem tired these videos. I've been freaking exhausted. I haven't been doing very well, honestly, with some of my other projects. I mean, I'm saying like they're okay, but just mentally I've been exhausted. That's all it is. We're good though. We're making things work. We're getting on with it, and we're doing what we gotta do. Anyway, Coca-Cola is harnessing its history of collectibles with a first NFT as marketers continue experimenting with the intersection of cryptocurrency and culture. The Atlanta-based beverage giant is selling a series of 4 NFTs known as non-fungible tokens that will be sold as a single asset, which proceeds benefiting Special Olympics International. NFTs are digital assets. We all know this. And of course, said by artists and crypto enthusiasts alike. Interest in the sector has prompted companies ranging from Pringles to the entertainment brands Super Plastic to create NFTs with the hope of tapping into the crypto cultural zeitgeist. For its digital asset debut, Coca-Cola partnered with Taffy, a Utah-based startup which makes avatars and other virtual content. Now, this already reminds me a bit of VeVe, right? In as much as I think ECOMI do have in-house teams, right? Like, for example, Trevor, he's the lead content producer at ECOMI. But they also, and they said this, months ago, they said that they do outsource, and they're outsourcing AAA studios to make content for VeVe, right? AAA studios being studios that are very well funded, I guess, have good reputation, like Activision Blizzard, which obviously has its own shit going on right now. Rockstar Games is an example, Riot Games is an example, Naughty Dog is an example, etc. For its digital asset debut, Coca-Cola partnered with Taffy, sorry, I'm getting the same thing there, to resurrect a pixelated version of Coke's classic 1956 vending machine. However, instead of cans of soda, the friendship box is meant to be like a loot box in video games, which we've spoken about it not potentially being a great idea, depending on where you or who you talk to. I think it's not a great idea in as much as it's just attracting government interference, as far as I'm concerned. Coca-Cola's own Ethereum-based NFT loot box includes a metallic red bubble jacket wearable that is inspired by the company's old delivery uniforms, but that illuminates with fizz. I actually didn't know that was the story behind it. The series also includes digital versions of Coca-Cola's 1940s trading cards and a sound visualizer that features classic Coke sounds such as a bottle opening and etc. Right? The auction will beginning on July 30th, so yesterday, and run through August 2nd on OpenSea online marketplace, of course. It really gave us an opportunity to explore the robust space, the digital space. It gives you this really cool convergence of form and function and aesthetic, said Josh Schwaber, Senior Director of Global Digital Design at Coca-Cola. So the ability to do things in motion and have artwork come alive, or be able to reimagine our assets in new and unique ways to create these multi-sensorial kind of opportunities. Coca-Cola has a track record of creating and selling collectibles in the real world. On the company's website, you have a limited edition Norman Rockwell set of 4 cola prints. It's priced at $400, while a vintage German Trink plastic cooler can be bought for $550. And then you have other ones here too, right? He was struck by the fact that Coca-Cola brand has generated collectability and love over 3 centuries. TAFE president Matt Wilburn said, it's 1800s, 1900s, and now we're looking at how do you create an NFT that reflects that brand love over such a period of time. You're literally creating an NFT which is totally appropriate, that it's timeless. It does not exist in the real world today, but if you're looking forward to the next century, what does that look like? According to Oana Vlad, Senior Director of Global Strategy for Coca-Cola's trademark division, the NFT space is changing so quickly that the company work had to evolve almost on a daily basis, maybe more quickly than it would on another project. As culture moves towards digital worlds, Chief Operating Officer Ty Duperon thinks people don't want the same kind of apparel that they can get in real life. The company had already been working on a physical product team on other digital wearables for Coca-Cola, for other brands and platforms, and while they had other brands and platforms. Okay, that's interesting. And while they had planned on doing a variety of wearables on the NFT, he said they decided something more meaningful than just a fashion piece. We really wanted that beautiful showpiece, and it evolved into this wearable that reveals one that generates its own fizz and has its own fluid inside. You didn't have reference points because stuff didn't exist, so we couldn't just run particle system and call it fizz. There are clear moments and clear ways that fizz needs to react. Coca-Cola is one of the most notable, obviously, brands experimenting with NFTs this year. Very important, right? Because every mainstream brand that gives this a go is slowly but surely building, in my opinion, crypto and NFT literacy. And if there's one thing I think that slows down NFTs a lot, is literacy. People don't understand it right now, and the more that they do, the more that they'll be open to trying new things like the VeVe app. On Wednesday, Campbell's work with artist Sophia Chang and the shoppable video app and network, okay, I know that, to create an NFT collection that celebrates the soup company's newly designed label. And while Taco Bell was among the first to jump on the NFT wagon when it released a series of limited edition taco NFTs, even luxury brands like Dolce & Gabbana have released their own stuff, right? Interest has also prompted marketing agencies like VeVe NFT, a new agency created within Meta Media, launched with ABIB as the Be a Giant NFT agency of record. Stella Artois auctioned several NFTs earlier this summer. Damn, that's a long article. The stakes are high for branded NFTs. So I don't going to go through all of this right now because now we're just looking at NFT stuff. But I want to have a look at Decentraland, right? Because Decentraland have really made some really interesting moves. We see right here different videos. Now let's go to it specifically what we're looking at here. Coca-Cola HQ in Decentraland. Totally missed the party, but building looks dope by the one and only Mars and Shibuya. Now, I'm going to keep the audio off because it's going to be copyrighted, but this is huge. You might be wondering what you're looking at right here. Well, you can see that there is this character, right? And this is essentially the Decentraland Metaverse, where essentially you're walking about as your own character. You can open up something here, and then you can essentially open a bottle of Coke and go through this experience of sort of being in a Coca-Cola experience, I guess. Obviously this will be a lot better with music, but this is really, really cool. And my guess is that in order to be able to access this experience, you would need to buy a Coca-Cola NFT, is my guess. I might be wrong though, I might be wrong. Now let's have a look at another one. Of course, here we have even more, and this time around we can see a number of people being involved. We see like what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. There's like maybe 20 people here, I'd guess. Very, very awesome. And of course we see here music is amazing. I am of course keeping the music off for copyright reasons, but it's interesting seeing a Coca-Cola party in Decentraland. Now, is this important? Is the fact that Coca-Cola is able to throw a party important to us? Yes it is. So this is what I was talking about maybe a month or two ago, talking about Travis Scott in Fortnite, right? Because don't tell me how to watch an ad now. Okay, cool. Because Fortnite literally broke records for this, right? There were many millions of players, as you can see at the bottom here. Each of these players are real people, essentially. They log into the game and they were able to experience Travis Scott's Astroworld concert during, of course, a pandemic, which was huge. And so this had many millions of people log on, enjoy it. I was part of it, definitely. I logged on to see it. It was an amazing experience, and it was one of a kind, right? Once this event happened, there is no going back. You can't replay this experience. You like literally, it happened on one time only. It's a one-time only experience, and essentially we had this Astroworld theme park, I guess, blowing up in Fortnite in a way that you couldn't really see this happen in real life, right? You can't really see, unless they were to do like drones, I guess, like have like the Olympic ceremony, I guess. You couldn't really have it in this detail though, right? And then of course, eventually you'll see that Travis Scott actually ends up joining the party literally, and there is a Titan-sized Travis Scott doing his thing with all the Fortnite players dancing along, and that is real. I was part of this, so I know. I was also dancing along with it. I also had the Travis Scott skin, because you could buy Travis Scott's skin, you could buy a few other things like the this flaming microphone. And of course, all that money went to, well, not all of it, but a royalty of it went to Travis, right? Now, in NFT land, you could buy this microphone or whatever as an NFT, and then you could sell it. Now, depending on the smart contracts involved here, Travis will get an in perpetuity royalty on that, right? Which is important, because that's why a lot of artists will do this stuff, is money, right? I ain't shaming them. Money's money. Now, we don't just have Fortnite as an example of this. We also have Roblox. I didn't actually take part in this. I don't have Roblox, but I very much support what they're trying to do. I think it's amazing. They had, I think, inspired really by Travis Scott and Marshmello in Fortnite, they had Lil Nas X show up in Roblox. And of course, he's, I would imagine, performing Old Town Road here. And there were many millions of players. Now, you might be wondering, this doesn't look like many millions of players. Same thing here, right? Maybe not millions of players. That's because, and let me explain this, because I know that some people here aren't gamers specifically. When they say millions of players, they don't mean millions of players in that one server. What will end up happening is they'll have, I don't actually know the tech of it, but I'm assuming thousands of servers, or at least a lot of servers, right? And so different people log on to different servers. And so you'll have like, let's say that there's 10 million people watching. You'll have 10 million people log on over, say, I don't know, 1 million different servers, right? And then you have 1 million people per server. That's a really bad mathematical way of putting it, and that's not how it works specifically, but essentially, yes, they divide the server load so that everyone can get on at the same time, hopefully, but they won't all be on the same island. So it's all at the same time, but different instances. Difficult to explain, but hopefully that makes sense. Now, this is really important from a Decentraland point of view, because we have never really seen a NFT metaverse pull this off until now. I wasn't expecting them to do a Coca-Cola concert, but it makes a lot of sense, right? A lot of people who drink Coca-Cola will, I mean, of course, Coca-Cola is a very broad market, right? But the reality is that a lot of young people who listen to this sort of music, and when I say young people, I'm talking like Gen Z to millennials, I guess, also Gen X, I guess, are listening to this music, right? And they're enjoying, and they're native to this digital universe, especially through video games like myself. All of this is why I'm making videos about it, is because I lived through a lot of this, right? I've lived through seeing Marshmello's concert. I experienced Marshmello's concert on my PC and on my mobile at the same time. I had two different accounts that I played on. And I also experienced Travis Scott's concert. Those are the only concerts that we've seen in Fortnite. And then, of course, I've seen Lil Nas X concert, and I've seen a lot of it happen, right? And I truly think that this is something that VeVe will want to get in on at some point. The good thing is, though, is that, of course, we do have VeVe working with the likes of J. Cole, most likely, right? It hasn't been confirmed, but we've been given every teaser under the book. As we can see here, Forest Hills right here. Same thing right here, Forest Hills, right? They're essentially teasing J. Cole's album as an NFT, maybe, I'm not quite sure. Regardless though, it's important that we see concepts like this in the VeVe Metaverse at some point. Now, I personally feel like the VeVe Metaverse is very far away from where Decentraland is right now. We also don't know where the development is for the Metaverse. We don't know what they're doing with it, because I would imagine that the team that is working on NFTs, like the Ghostbusters NFTs that we're seeing, like the Back to the Future NFTs, the Batman, Spider-Man, etc. NFTs, I think that would be a different content production team to a metaverse / world building team. So I will be interested. They haven't really spoken much about, I don't think, about when the metaverse will be opening. Obviously, it's not a case of just switching on a button and it's just on. It will be evolving over time. I mean, right now the showroom that we have is kind of our VeVeverse, but yeah, once we start seeing like concerts and social hangouts like this, that will be huge, because right now Decentraland on the experience of that point of view is winning against VeVe. Not only that, I also know, although I can't say exactly what's going on, well, I can, but I don't want to, because a friend told me something essentially, but in gaming, Decentraland are approaching certain people, certain influencers, I guess, to be a part of their metaverse. Now, that might not mean much to you, but it means a lot to millions of young people. The number of Gen Z and millennials that will want to hang out with their favorite gaming influencer will be massive, right? And the likelihood is that if they can get Coca-Cola and other brands involved, then a lot of gaming influencers would love to be able to take a cut of the pie, basically, when it comes to the revenue that's made from it, especially with smart contract in perpetuity stuff. So very exciting stuff. VeVe is not where this is right now, but that's not to say that VeVe is in a bad position by any means. I am interested though to see what's going to happen with the VeVe Metaverse stuff, because Decentraland is doing really nicely right now as far as I'm concerned from that point of view, but we are so early on that Decentraland could literally be irrelevant a year from now. And I'm not saying that because I want it to be. I don't even think it will be. I'm saying what's possible, and the fact that we don't need to start screaming the sky's falling because Decentraland is currently beating, I think, VeVe in the metaverse experience. Because the reality is that VeVe could come out with something even better a year from now and we wouldn't even be aware of it right now. So I'm not upset, I'm not afraid. I think that it's just really good to know what's going on in the NFT space, and that's why I'm making this video. Let me know what your thoughts are in the comments below. I hope this video was interesting and helpful too. If it was, a like is always much appreciated. We're running up to 17 minutes here, so I'm going to finish the video here. Thanks for watching, everyone. Have a great day. Make sure actually quickly to follow me on Twitter. It's at ZakiZoo. I'll be putting it down right here so you can see me. At ZakiZoo right here. Make sure to follow me if you're interested in what I'm posting. Thanks for watching. Have a great day. I'll see you in the next video.